Hello, I'm Kyle. I'm the technical content developer at Maple Systems. Welcome to the Maple Systems video training series. In this video, I'm going to cover Modbus TCP master configuration for the Maple Modular PLC using a Mod SENT01 Ethernet module. Keep in mind you can use any Maple Modular PLC as a TCP master device to communicate with another Maple PLC. The Maple Modular PLC will be the Modbus TCP master device, and the Maple Micro PLC will be the Modbus TCP slave device. Here is a diagram showing Modbus TCP communication using the Maple Modular PLC as a master device. In order for the Maple Modular PLC to be a Modbus TCP master device, you must use the Mod SENT01 Ethernet module. The Ethernet module, the slave device, the Maple Micro, and the PC will all connect to an Ethernet switch. They will all be on the same subnet. So the subnet, for example, here is 255, and then the last octet would be different. So for example, here's 33, 35, and 100. An Ethernet crossover cable can also be used instead of using a switch. The crossover cable would go from the Ethernet module to the Maple Micro PLC. You can also find this diagram on the How to Connect Your Maple Modular PLC as a Modbus TCP Master Device tutorial page on the Maple Systems website. So now you want to open up MapleLogic and you want to go to Program, right click on Program, select New Program, and here you're going to go to Communication and Configuration and select Modbus TCP Master, and we'll just name this TCP Master, and we'll do ID 0 and then hit OK, and it'll open up this window. So here is your special function program. So first you're going to want to add an IP address here, and that IP address is going to be your TCP slave device, so the Maple Micro. You want to communicate with the Maple Micro, so you want to add that IP address. So go to new, and it's going to be 192.168.255.33. Of course, you'll enter an IP address that you have configured. For me, it's going to be this IP address, and hit OK. Next, you want to make sure that your slot number is slot 1, as this is the Ethernet module. Your PLC is slot 0, and your Ethernet module is slot 1. Then you want to add a data block. So go down to add, and the function will be 03, which is read holding register, 4x, and we're doing 4x because we're reading a numerical register, which is the analog input from the slave device. And now for the read holding register, this is just an example that I'm using because I'm doing analog input. Now you can also choose from this list here. So depending what you are using, you will use the following data block. So for example, what I'm using, I'm just using read holding register 4x because I'm doing analog input. If I was doing a digital input, I would use 1x because 1x is read only. And if I want to do digital output, I would do 0x because that is a read and write. So there are other options here, whatever you're using. So I'm going to click on 4x, and then my PLC device, so where I'm storing it, is going to be D00, and then hit OK. After you add this data block, you want to hit save, and then you can close this out. Next, you want to make sure you have your Modbus TCP master IP address set up. So go to parameter and then double click on PLC parameter. Go over to Ethernet, and you want to enter the IP address of your Modbus TCP master device. So that would be the PLC. So that would be the Maple Modular PLC. Enter the IP address, subnet mask, and gateway. Lastly, let's go online. We're going to need to configure our Ethernet module. In order to do that, you have to be online first. So go to online, connect, and then you're going to double click on the Mod SENT01. And as far as a network setup here, you want to make sure that this matches the master device. Again, here's that ID, which is 1, which is what we want to have here. And then also make sure that your slot number is slot 1, as that is the Ethernet module. Once you have this configured, you'll click write. And then if you were sending a signal from your analog input, you would see that value here. And I will show that later on when we go online with both devices. Now open up another MapleLogic project. Now for this, you'll just need to configure your analog input channel. So to do that, go over to parameter, PLC parameter, double click, go over to your analog I/O tab, device setting. We're going to be storing it in register D0 like we set up on our master device, and you want to change this from disable to enable. Input, I'm going to be doing 0 to 5 volts, and that's all you need to do here, and then hit OK. Again, I added the register over here so I can monitor that raw value from the analog signal. And then again, you want to set up your slave IP address. Go to PLC parameter and then Ethernet. And so here is the IP address. So like we set up in the master device, the same IP address, same subnet, except the last octet is 33 for the slave device, and the master device is 35. And of course your PC will also share that same IP address, same subnet. We'll have a different last octet as well. Now that's all you have to do here for your slave device. Next, we can just go online and we will read the analog input raw value. Okay, now I am online and I am looking at both of my projects. One is the Modbus TCP slave, which is the Micro PLC, and the other is the Modbus TCP master, which is the Modular PLC. And I am sending an analog input signal. I'm sending 3 volts, which is about a current of 12,000. And you can see that the Modbus communication is working. The modular as a master device using the Ethernet module, and the micro as the slave device. This is all I'll be covering today in this video. To get more information, you can visit the How to Connect Your Maple Modular PLC as a Modbus TCP Master Device tutorial page on the Maple Systems website. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.